What's up, you guys? Welcome back to Evans Unplugged. And today we're going to be talking and sharing with you guys why we deciding to start our garden on on the 8.7 acres before we do anything. And well, for us, it's the lowest hanging fruit. It's the lowest hanging fruit. It doesn't really cost you anything but seeds, water. The sun is free.
Mm,
Um, some manure which you can get for you can get for free, or the low. You can get that for free or on the low. And just some hard work, some shovels, or maybe renting some tools, or some power tools to help us out. So yeah, that would be one of the first reasons why we're deciding to start with food on our land.
yeah. So yesterday we went and visited the guys. So we were helping some friends lay some concrete because they were older. So we had the
The
younger
boys,
bodies, and so we
yeah.
had the boys and myself. We helped lay some concrete. And once that was done, they took us to Uncle Joe's house, which was a awesome experience because he has a 100% off grid house. He built a house because that's what he does. He's a contractor. But I asked him, so it took him a year and a half to get his house to the point that it is now. And I asked him, I was like, hey, when do you think you'll be done with this house? To like where is where you can actually live in it, relax, chill, whatever. And he said, no, never. Right? He said, no, and the house is
This,
basically complete.
yeah.
It's basically done. But he was like, never. Because always got new projects going on, this, that, third,
And
right?
then you'll come up with something later
And
like,
yeah,
oh, I want to do this.
yeah.
So it's
Technology
never really,
changes.
yeah, it's never really done in
Exactly.
your mind.
Exactly. You might find a stove or a refrigerator I want to change out my stove or refrigerator. So it's always a project going on, and that's the same thing with homesteading. Homesteading and building the stuff that we're trying to do, it's the same thing. It's the same exact thing. It's always going to be a project after a project after a project, especially when you're starting from scratch where we are, and we're doing this on a budget. When you're bootstrapping everything and trying to avoid the banks, like it's gonna take a while before some things happen because
Yeah,
you got to have the money, right? So with the garden, it's one of those things where you don't need a lot of money. It's one of those things like she was saying, it's the lowest hanging fruit. You can, depending on your land type, right? We have desert land, obviously, and to clear up some things from the previous videos. I know a lot of people. There were a couple of comments from people that was, I guess they were concerned about us growing in the desert, so to speak, right?
and all that
Y-
beach sand.
Yeah, and all that sand that we have. We live in the desert. You see the cactus behind us, the Palo Verde trees. These things do great in the desert. This thing hasn't been watered in in years, right? And it hasn't been watered, and it's not, and it's
Right.
starting to get its lead.
Since the last
The,
rain.
yeah, so we live in the desert. We actually have a garden here at the house in the desert. So we're familiar and we're comfortable with growing in the desert. So growing out there it's actually probably gonna be a warmer climate down there for us to grow in than it
Yeah.
is where we are right now. But anyway, I just wanted to clear that up because I know a lot of people are just, and probably from the title of this video alone, people are gonna be probably have some concerns or some questions about what we're doing while we're starting the garden in the desert first. So yeah, depending on your soil type, you can start your garden relatively easily and free. Like
Yeah.
like for real. Like, okay, so if you buy land in like a temperate place, a place where you get all four seasons and you have good soil, you basically don't need much of anything to start a garden. You can go out there and till up the ground and start,
Yeah. You
basically
already
just
got your
start growing
soil.
right in the
Yeah.
ground.
Hmm.
For us, we do have to amend the soil. We do have to amend the soil. I'm not going to say a lot, but we do it a lot, um, because we want to grow the best that we can in the areas that we are. Right. Um, so for us, we do have to remove a lot of that sand. Excuse me. we do have to remove a lot of that sand, get it out the way, so that we can get down to the stuff that's workable. Like the sand is cool. The sand isn't it won't pose a problem for growing, and I don't think. But what the problem that it gives us is that we can't you can't drive on it because it's like driving on the beach. And you've seen cars get stuck. You've seen Jeeps get stuck on the beach, right? Jeeps that are meant for off road, they'll get stuck on the beach, especially if the person don't know how to drive it, especially if it's not a 4x4, right? So we can't drive on it on that sand. So we have to move everything out the way so that we can be able to drive on it, so that we can actually till and start to amend the soil and all that good stuff. So yeah, we're starting off with the garden. It's the lowest hanging fruit. It's the easiest thing for us to do right now while we build up the money for other projects.
Absolutely, absolutely. And so yeah, lowest hanging fruit. And we're coming up on spring and it's opportune time. So that's going to be the next reason we're coming up on spring. It's the opportune time to get your garden in, and we're going to show you guys where we've been growing at this point. Right now, we really feel strongly that the world that we live in requires for us to be self-sufficient, and we recommend you do it too, because the prices of food is going up. um, you got so many recalls and things like that. Is just not, it doesn't look very good. We need more space to grow. Like, we have a family of 9, and then if we ever have anybody else to come over, we would need to grow way more food to supply our needs for a year. So more land, more room to grow food, right?
Yep, yep. I mean, when you look at how much you got to grow for one person for a year, like I don't know how accurate the chart is, but man, these flies. This is why I don't like. This is why I go outside ashy with no lotion, because the moment you put lotion on, try to come outside and do something outside, here come all the bugs, right?
Right.
But when you look at the chart that says like how much you need to grow for per year for a family, and it's like you got to plant, like I forgot what it was, but it's like
A certain
40,
amount of
yeah,
each plant per
per
person.
person. Like I think it was. I'm probably gonna probably get this wrong, but I think it was like 45 onions or something. It was like 45 something. I forget what it was, but it was like 45 plants per
Per,
me,
yeah.
and then 45 for her, and then 45
For our
for each of
7
the kids.
kids,
And it's like that's a lot,
it's a
right?
lot.
So we can't do that here. There's no, we wouldn't even try it. Like we tried to grow, I did try to grow enough potatoes for a year, but eh,
We've been able to grow enough onions for a year. That's been like one of the things that
yeah,
we
yeah,
have gotten really good at, because onions are really easy, and you grow what, 365 onions?
yeah. That's a day's worth of onion. I mean, a year's worth of onions,
Year's
because
worth
you
of
get use
onions.
a onion per day.
Yep.
That's what we were doing, and
Hmm.
it was pretty cool to see, because my son would cook. He would come out here and grab an onion and just go in the house. He wasn't grabbing it out the dirt. You got to cure them, right? So you pull them out, you let them dry. Um, so we had him sitting on a rack, and he would just come out and grab an onion every day, and I was it was cool watching the numbers go down on the onion, and knowing that we was
It
eating.
was
So
cool to know that we grew that and we didn't have to go to the grocery store to get it.
yeah,
That was the cool thing for me. Just like, it's late, not late at night, but it's dinner time, and hey, we need an onion, or we need some green onions,
no, we
or we
don't. you
or
know,
we need some herbs. We need some oregano, or you know what? I want some chamomile tea. And guess what?
what's
It's
up,
right
bud?
back, right there in your garden. So that is the best feeling. One of the best feelings for me.
Yeah. So yeah, that's one of the main reasons that we're starting with gardening, is that it's lowest hanging fruit, and like you was saying about we don't know which direction the world is going to go in, and um to be honest, if you've ever grown your own food, you know that stuff from your garden just tastes better. It just tastes better. If you eat fresh fruit grown from somebody locally, even if you don't grow it yourself, somebody brings you a
Farmers
tomato,
market.
you'll
Hmm.
you'll never the stuff in the store will never taste good again. You'll be could you know you. it tastes fine to you now because that's what you eat and that's what you're accustomed to. But once you actually taste the tomato and realize that tomatoes are sweet,
Hmm.
they can be
Right?
sweet, and bell peppers can be sweet,
Yeah.
and
Carrots
and
can be
carrots
sweet.
sweet,
Hmm.
and that they're just harvesting them too soon because they have to
Because they're
keep this
trying to feed so many
so many people, and
people.
they're trying to just meet the demand of having the food available. But when you eat that fresh fruit and those fresh fruit and vegetables, it makes me mad when I go to the store because I'm like, man, why can't I find a decent pear,
Right?
a
I know.
decent
And
apple?
it's always a surprise when you get home. Like, what do I really have?
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
why so many people be trying to eating the grapes inside the store, checking their fruit. I wish I could do that for the apples and everything else, but
Take a
once you
bite and
take a
just leave
bite,
it,
yeah.
leave it there.
But once you bite it, it's over.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah. So taste definitely important. Definitely, I honestly believe that a lot of people don't eat more fruit and vegetables
Because they don't grow it.
because they don't grow it. And if you grew it, you would realize the taste is a lot different than
Yeah.
what you get out the store. And you would probably want, even if you didn't grow everything, you would probably grow tomatoes. You'd be like, no, I'm gonna grow my own tomatoes because I can make my own sauces and I can make my own salsa, and it's gonna taste a whole lot better because it's going from the vine to the table. Like it's like yeah.
And I feel like growing our own food, it teaches our kids where food really comes from, not in some type of
Mm-mm.
laboratory or warehouse. It comes from out the ground. It's the gift that the Creator gave us. Before He made us, He made the food. The earth was already filled with what we needed. So why are we so far away from that? We got to get back to the basics, and the basics is the garden. What
You
else?
was about to talk about food security.
Food security. Um, the times that we're in right now, you have so much, so many farms that are being the weather. The weather is taking a lot of farms out, and so many different laws coming into place that I mean, the writing is on the wall for in my opinion, to hey, you need to grow some food. It will allow you and your household to have food security, and your neighbors or however many people you wanna help. And it's not just about the spring. Gardening is for us is all year round.
For most people.
For most people, yeah, it's all year round. Well, I know a lot of people who only garden in the spring,
Yeah.
but it's all year round. And once it comes to like the fall time, you want to be able to harvest enough food so where you can put things, you can can food and preserve food. That way, if you come on some hard times, your pantry is stocked. So yeah, food security. I could pretty much. This is a topic we can talk about all day, and we will hit more on it. But it's just a big. It's to me, it's just it just makes sense. It makes sense to start if we can't build our home right now. It makes sense to go ahead and start get the garden, get the trees because trees take anywhere from a year to even 5 years to grow and put out good fruit. A tree alone, can provide so much food for you and your family. You get buckets of fruit off of a tree. So the idea would be to go put the trees down first because they take the longest to grow, and then next you could put down your berries, your grapevines, and your berries, your perennials that come back every year without you having to replant. And then through the spring season, that's when you want to plant your tomatoes, peppers, squash, pumpkins, things that are annuals and that you have to plant every year. So we've learned a lot on this property that we're on right now. This is our property where we learned how to grow food for the very first time, and we believe we're ready to take it to the next level.
Yeah. Yeah. So so here we are. Here we go. We're growing. We're gonna start the food on this land and start the garden and keep in mind like gardening is an it's an evolution. Like
It is.
it's a thing where you don't um you don't learn the gardening and then you know how, like that's it. Like I mean, I guess it can be that way, but for me, it's not that way. Gardening is like you learn how to garden. Okay, let me. I'm trying to get this together. Okay, so I'll give you an example of what I'm talking about. Like when you first learn how to garden, when you first start gardening, everybody does the same thing. You know, every inexperienced gardener does the same thing. They go out, they get containers, they buy bagged soil, they grow their food, right? But if it can become expensive, if you want to expand your garden, you about to fall, boy. It can become expensive
What's going on?
if you're trying to grow your garden. It can become expensive because there's more bags or more containers you got to get. I mean, you got to buy. But what we're doing is we're trying to put everything in the ground, or everything as much as we can in the
Yeah.
ground, because the dirt is free.
The
We just
ground, yeah.
and you just got to amend it. So
What
we
are
got to
you
amend it
doing?
with different manures uh, and other organic matter to make our soil better, so that we can grow right there where we are. Right. So it's it's really simple, but it does take some knowledge and some know-how. But the learning curve is steep, just like with most things. But once you figure it out, you got it. And then so we're gonna start with this garden. And we don't have everything figured out as far as the layout, because now we're looking at a different system of gardening called permaculture, and how we can implement that. Because what I would like to do, as far as the garden is concerned, is have the garden just take care of itself,
Yeah,
right?
like a food forest that just
Yeah,
every year it's it's just growing food for you.
yeah, yeah. You don't. I don't want to have to get out and water and tend to the garden every single day. I've done that already. You enjoy it, and you can find peace in it, but it gets 110 degrees, 115 degrees, and busy life schedules. You can't always get to the garden. You're about to see what happens when you can't always get to the garden on time. But
And shout out to the subscriber who sent us videos on
oh, absolutely,
greening the
yes,
desert. Y'all,
ma'am.
it can be
Thank you,
done.
thank
I
you.
know it looks like the beach and I know that the sand looks dry and everything, but it can be done. It really can be done. We're sitting on top of a water table. So water is not going to be a problem, y'all. It just takes the will to want to do it, really.
See, my mic is about to die.
Okay, so next we're gonna go ahead and show you guys, just give you guys a little tour of our garden and where we've been gardening so far, and you guys will kind of get an understanding of where we're coming from as far as space. All right, guys, let's go. All right, guys. So before we go in the backyard, I wanted to show you guys this tree that is a very important tree to me. It's a mesquite tree, and we've had some pretty hot days out here in the high desert. But you can walk under this tree, and the temperature will drop from up under this tree, and you can get relief from the hot sun up under this tree. So it was important for us to know this and live here at this property, because there's so much that we learned here. And this is called a mesquite tree. It's a honey mesquite, and it grows these pods that look like this, which you can grind up and make a flour. It has a little sweet taste. You can make a pancake or you can make flour, and it has a lot of nutrients in it that will help you survive. So gardening is also about planting trees like this as well, especially in the desert, because we um we have no big trees on the property. So we definitely want to put some trees out there, and has just become one of my favorite trees because it's been a place to refuge. So you can this tree will provide you shelter, food, and it also is a nitrogen fixer, so it helps build your soil. All right, so let's go to the backyard. All right, guys, so this is it. This is her. This has been where we've been gardening for the last like 5 years, and I'll just show you. This right here, this area. Last year I used it to grow herbs in, and I grew the herbs in the big pots because I wanted to have a lot. This right here is called chocolate mint, and y'all, it's so good. Sorry, you guys, for the barking. She's excited to see us out here right now. So this is chocolate mint right here, and it tastes just like a thin mint, just like a thin mint. And I grew about 3 of these 24-inch containers of it, and you guys, in the spring, it looks like afro. It looks like an afro in the spring. So this is what we mean, because this came back. So we grew this last year, but it's coming back, and this is what we mean when we say we want to have a garden that just produces every year, things like that. This right here is stevia. This is another perennial. Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. So I just wanted to kind of show you guys those few things. So so yeah, I just wanted to show you guys a few things here. That way you can get an idea of what we're talking about when we say a garden that is going to be keep giving. These right here, I'm only going to show you this because it just stands out. These are peppers that we grew last year. These are some monster size cayenne peppers. Look how big that is. And we have those seeds that we want to make available once we can to some of you guys. But yeah, I just kind of wanted to give you guys a look at our garden. It's overgrown with some weeds right now. We got work to do here.
Just a little bit.
So in our garden, we had a mixture of containers, raised beds, raised beds. This one of my sons made me in homeschool. It's a raised bed, but I use it to grow start seeds in, and then I'll just take them from out of here. Like this is beets. I'll take it from here and I'll go plant it, find a space in the garden to plant it. These are some strawberries. So we have raised beds, containers, and then we also put some rows in, guys. Complete with, let me get out the shadow. Complete with irrigation. So we've gardened a little bit out here. But look at this garden compared to the mountains right there. They're dry. So yeah, this is what we've been up to for the last 5 years here in this garden. And like I said, we are just ready to take it to the next level because we're going to need more. This was a lot to start with, and it was a training level, but we definitely going to need more. Just living here and trying to grow, we definitely recognize that we need more. So all right, guys, so that is it for today. And we have just all right, guys, so that's it for today. We just shared with you why we have decided to start our garden first. All right, guys, so that's it. That is why we decided to start our garden first. Why does the dog try to contend with me every time I turn the camera on, y'all? Okay. All right, so that's it, you guys. That's why we decided to start our garden first. There's so many reasons, and I think they're all wonderful reasons and they're legit reasons. So we want to thank you guys for stopping by and watching our video. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll see you in the next one.